Hi, my name's Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to focus on Middle East seed capital investors, and this is a series of videos on investor profiles that are part of my Middle East fundraising database. The guide to Middle East capital includes the following. It has 325 company names, key contacts, the type of business, sectors of potential investment interest, websites, company emails, key contact emails, and key outreach strategy points. And the database will be delivered in Excel spreadsheet format. Some key database statistics: about 185 or 57% of the companies are based in the UAE, 60 companies are based in Saudi Arabia, and 125 companies are either venture capital, private equity, or angel investor groups, so that's about 40%. This is the best database for first-time fundraising in the Middle East. This video highlights Dhow Capital in Kuwait, and they are one of 325 venture capital, private equity, angel groups, and investment companies in my exclusive Middle East fundraising database. Company snapshot: they're based in Kuwait, and they're classified as an investment company and a venture capital firm. Their focus is on technology, fintech, and venture capital opportunities. And the company description: Dhow Capital is the investment arm of Dhow Capital Holdings based in Kuwait. Company focus: their investor approach and strategy. Dhow Capital Venture, the investment arm of Dhow Capital Holding based in Kuwait, operates as a strategic force in the Middle East. Positioned as a significant player in the investment landscape, Dhow Capital Venture focuses on empowering entrepreneurs and driving innovation. With a commitment to fostering growth, the venture capital fund brings a wealth of experience and a forward-thinking approach to its investment strategy. Company expertise: Dhow Capital Venture specializes in identifying and investing in companies with promising potential across various sectors, with a particular focus on healthcare, education, technology, fintech, enterprise technology, and SaaS, e-commerce enablers, and marketplaces. The fund's portfolio reflects a diverse range of innovative ventures. Geographic reach: while Dhow Capital Venture primarily concentrates on opportunities within the Middle East, its outlook is not bound by geographical constraints. The fund remains open to exceptional and rewarding opportunities beyond regional borders, embracing a global perspective in its pursuit of unique ventures. Here are the key sector interests that they look at: artificial intelligence, machine learning, online platforms and mobile applications, online marketplaces, and software as a service. And here are some of the previous investments. Potential investment opportunities to approach them with, and you're going to see a little bit later on in this presentation, you're going to see the spreadsheet with all 325 firms, and what I have actually done is selected 3 potential opportunities that you could approach these firms with. Now these are just based on 1, previous investments, 2, press releases, 3, items that are on their website, and 4, other firms in their particular sector. So it may not be exactly what they want to invest in today or tomorrow, but it gives you a really good guideline as you start to use this database to develop out a further fundraising opportunities platform. So given their past investment patterns and existing philosophy, you might want to propose the following investment opportunities to this group: SaaS, artificial intelligence, and financial services and fintech opportunities. And those are just 3. This is a group that has an awful lot of reach, but those are 3 that primarily that they have looked at in the past. So we can assume that they're also going to look at those in the future. One of the key benefits of my database for the Middle East is that it includes tips for investor outreach, and this is really important. I created this database specifically for people who are going to use it for their first time of fundraising in the Middle East. Middle East is very unique in the way they operate, so marketing and fundraising is a little bit different than if you were aiming to go for US, UK, Canada, or other areas in Europe. So it's really important to build relationships in the Middle East. This database is going to help you do it because I've included the touch points. Another thing that I've included, and you're going to see this a little bit later on, the next part of the database is, or the next part of the video is full of the database information. It shows that I've got major contacts at the CEO level and the chairman, and I've also got intermediate candidates as well that you could approach. So the key idea here is if you know who the contact is at the firm, you could send them an email that has within it, with Dhow Capital's dedication to value creation, our venture aligns with your mission of fostering innovation and growth. So you use these kind of touch points. People are going to want to know that you've not just spammed them. These type of contacts in the Middle East get spammed a lot by people who are just sending pitch decks, investor presentations. Do not do this with this list. Be strategic in how you approach them. Now, if you do not have a contact to approach, or if the contact in my database only has the CEO or the chairman, I don't suggest that you use them as your first contact. What I suggest you do is send a outreach email that has the following information. For example, in this case, the subject heading could say investment avenues with Dhow Capital, and then your key initial email approach line may include, we have a proposal that we believe could resonate with Dhow Capital's vision. Who would be our touch point? Now, if you send that to their info at, or their admin at, or their HR contact, and the good news is this database is full of HR contacts, and I've really added those, because if you send this email to someone at HR, you can guarantee that they're going to do one of two things. They're going to pass it on to whoever in the firm is responsible for answering that type of request, or number two, they're going to actually send you back an email with the contact name. This helps you really build your database because you really want to start at the associate, investment advisor, or director levels before you move on to CEO and chairman. It's really important that you create a database of key contacts at many levels, especially if your company is using this database for multiple fundraising opportunities. You want to understand their focus, and you also want to understand their internal process, how they handle approaches for investment opportunities. When I was working in the Middle East, I helped develop our company database. And we were working on behalf of ultra high net worth groups and individuals, both on the buy side and the sell side. And this was in the real estate sector, and these were large scale real estate assets, anywhere from $50 million to $250 million and up. So the building the relationship and how we presented deals to clients was really, really important, because we did not want to get to the point where we alienate the people at the associate, investor level, and director level by sending investment opportunities off to CEOs and chairmen. And remember, it's those people at the lower levels that are going to tell you more information about what the company has previously invested in or what they're looking at. That's information you're not going to get from CEOs and chairmen, and I've found that this is a really good strategy to use to build up your intelligence for each of these companies if you are using it for a longer term database. Again, it's really important that you build relationships when it comes to fundraising in the Middle East. So let's take a look at the database. So now we're over on the database section, and this is the Excel spreadsheet that includes all the contacts in the Middle East Capital database. And as you can see on the very top, we've got 325 companies. We have their country, description of the firm, their main business interests, their websites, and they've all been verified. And of course, this database will be suitable for all of 2024. I also have included their investment targets, 1 and 2 and 3. So those are based on information that is publicly known, information that is on their websites of different investments and types of sectors that they will look at. So again, this database is really meant for people who are building a larger data set of Middle East companies to either approach for funding or to possibly promote their products to, because there's a blend of venture capital, private equity, family investment offices, and investment companies, and high-profile companies in the UAE that are led by UAE nationals. So it's a really great database for companies that really want to get a very good look at some of the key parties in the Middle East when it comes to raising capital. It also has their investment territory, which includes whether they're just looking at either the Middle East or whether they're looking MENA or whether they're looking global. I've also included their key real estate assets. If they're investment companies that tend to look at real estate, I've included those as well in this database. Now, it also has, as far as key touch points, it has their company emails, and in some cases it's not available because they want you to actually submit your details via their forum. But I'll get to the key stats a little bit later on, and you also saw that in the initial slide presentation. Telephone numbers and contact numbers. There are two what I call primary contacts, and then there's a third, which is the secondary contacts. The key contacts could include CEOs, managing directors, executive directors, and that is the same with the second contact data. You can see operations manager, directors of real estate, presidents, and so on and so on. And the main reason for that is so that you have a senior contact that you can reach out to. You can also check them on LinkedIn to get more details. In many cases, their email addresses have already been included, and I'm going to get to that again when we go to the stats page. And the third email contact tends to be somebody in HR, and the reason I've done that is because this database is very unique in the fact that I include outreach approach tips for each of these firms. There are two types. One is a outreach touch point if you know who the contact is. In other words, if it's been already identified by myself, then you could send them a line that I've included here in all the companies. For example, Saudi has a strong track record in urban development in Kuwait. Would you be interested in unique investment opportunity that complements your portfolio? And the reason I include these is to help people write their first letters, and also to show you that you should not be spamming this type of list with just a generic email approach talking about your company and the investment opportunity. This allows you to add a little bit of information about them, so whoever receives it is going to know that you did a little bit of work, and it should not be considered as spam. And the second reason here is I've got contact sourcing outreach approach, and this is if you do not know who the contact is. And this is really key because in some cases you may not have a contact, and this is the perfect way for you to introduce yourself. For example, in this case I put subject request for direct contact with investment division, and then as the body of the email may include, I believe you might be the right person to assist me. We're exploring potential investment opportunities that align with Salia's investments vision. Could you direct us to the person or team responsible for evaluating such opportunities? And you can see as I scroll down here, it is included in that type of line. They're all customized, of course. The same with the ones for the direct contacts that are known. They actually talk about something the company has done, something they've invested in, the sectors, or possibly what their company vision is. And this is really going to help you, especially if you're doing first-time fundraising, or if you just want to save time when it comes to your research for these type of firms. That's what makes this database unique. Another thing that makes it unique is it really sticks to mainly the type of companies that are either venture capital, private equity, investment companies. So there's no fluff in here. There's no companies in here that should not be in here. And that is the difference between this database and other databases that are out there that talk about investments and reaching out to other investors. For example, there's very little here when it comes to accelerators. There might be a couple of them, but it's not plugged full of what I would call just garbage contacts. These are really key companies that are perfect for reaching out to, whether you're raising funds or whether you want to present opportunities, whether it's real estate, investment opportunities, and the like. So let's take a look at some of the stats. So the underlying stats are there's 470 firms, 340 prime contacts. 90 third-tier contacts, and 90 email contacts when it comes to the third tier. So you're getting about 400 and a little over 450 emails, and the total company emails are 275. So those would be info at, admin at, that sort. So that's a really key overview of the database. Again, this is going to be a series where I'm going to highlight each of the contacts. For more information on this database, contact www.dubaiinvestorslist.com. That's dubaiinvestorslist.com. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe.